I was challenged at a young age in the high school class at Canyon to find my own faith. And it was important for that teacher at the time to kind of challenge us as the high school class to not have our parents' faith and not have our elders' faith and not have the preacher's faith. It was important that when asked, well, why is it that you live that way? Or why is it that you believe that or do or don't do something? You need to know with Scripture why it is that you choose to live a certain way. And so I was challenged early on to kind of build that foundation of faith in why is it that you believe what you believe. And through that journey of studying Scripture, I really learned about God's plan and the plan of salvation and who Jesus Christ really is and what role he plays in my life and what having Christ dwell in you really means and what that looks like on a day-to-day basis. You know, Newport Beach is a beautiful place. Southern California is awesome. And where I live specifically is, you see God everywhere, but you also see the devil and you see temptation and you see sin. And when you read about who Christ was and who he associated with at the time and the reason why he was reaching out and trying to connect to tax collectors and sinners was to be that light, to be the salt of the earth. He said, people who are well don't need a physician. The sick need a physician. And I try to approach my relationship with Christ in that way. I need Christ. So that means I'm not healthy. That means I'm sick. I'm a sinner. I need Christ. And I know the need that everyone has for Christ. And so we need to be salt and we need to be light. You know, a couple days ago I read a scripture that I hadn't really touched on before. And it says, you know, you love those who love you and you give to those who give back to you. What credit is that to you? Christ calls us to love our enemies and give to those that aren't going to give back to us. That's really hard to do, but it's how we need to live our life. I need to continue to love them and continue to help support them and be a light to them, because in some cases maybe no one else will. When you study the lives of people who have come in the past and you read about the great things they were able to accomplish in the name of the Lord, it makes you think about, well, what have I done? What am I not doing by focusing on my career or focusing on relationships with my friends? And what am I not doing for Christ and filling it with something maybe that I shouldn't, to continue to work in God's kingdom and be used here on earth is something that I want and I have that desire to do. I don't always take the opportunity to, when I see them, but I try to focus on using every opportunity, whether it's at work or within the church or within, my group of friends. How can I give to those who need Christ in some way?